Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning out there.
I hope everyone is okay. To this time, we start our Become a Better Entrepreneur series in 2025. This year, we've not yet had one, but this is the beginning of Become a Better Entrepreneur. And the people on here really realize that Becoming a Better Entrepreneur is series is a very, very important Zoom that we have. We learn, we interact with very important people. We get to learn as much as possible to better our businesses, better our lives, and better individuals that we have in our families. I will say that today you're welcome. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. We know we're going to learn so much from you. But now, without wasting a lot of time, let me call Brian Ojob to give us a prayer.
Thank you very much, Dr. Issa. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brian Ojobikedi, and I serve at MUBS Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Incubation Centre as an admin assistant. Let's humble ourselves and we have a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this precious day. We thank you for the day that you have given us. We shall be glad and rejoice in it. We thank you for all the entrepreneurs that have logged on today. And Father, we pray that as we engage this morning into entrepreneurship mindset, we pray that may you guide our thoughts, guide our mind, guide the discussion. We commit the leadership of MUBS before you. We commit our presenter today before you. And we pray that Lord, may the engagement be fruitful to better the entrepreneurs. Thank you and bless your name. In Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen.
Amen. Brian, thank you so much. As I introduce myself, my name is Professor Issa Nseriko, but Brian, you're going to talk about the center. But my name is Professor Issa Nseriko, the Dean, Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Management. Let me first call Brian to talk about the center. So Brian, please talk about center.
Thank you very much, Professor Issa Nseriko. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm please going to talk about MUBS Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Incubation Centre. The MUBS Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Incubation Centre was established in 1998, initially as a small business center. It has evolved over the years to now Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Incubation Center. Its mission is to foster entrepreneurship, and the vision is a thriving culture of entrepreneurship in the country. The center carries out its activities in 5 key focus areas. We have research, business incubation, dissemination of information, consultancy, and dissemination of information. Under research, the center conducts research as part of its effort to generate new knowledge in entrepreneurship. We are the home of Global Entrepreneurship Monitor Studies, GEM, and we are a team that is constantly in the pursuit of growth and improvement. And as such, we are motivated to carry out extensive research on various topics such as markets, entrepreneurial resilience, women entrepreneurship, youth entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship, small and growing business, and poultry business model. The research findings are used to inform policymakers besides helping to create relevant programs to support entrepreneurship. Another focus area is business incubation. We are committed to ensure the growth and success of your businesses. Through business incubation, the center captures each entrepreneur's uniqueness and offers support to maximize their innovative potential. We hold inspiration session to encourage people to identify and exploit their innovative potential. Through the ideation session, we support individuals to work on unique ideas that can positively impact our community. This session helps individuals to shape their ideas to enable them to launch their businesses. We unhold individuals to allow them to not only mobilize resources, but to start a business. Another focus area is training. The center supports the startup and growth of businesses by equipping individuals and groups with the necessary knowledge and skills to succeed as entrepreneurs. I would partner with different institutions to do this. We wish to express our gratitude to our partners, including the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, of the United Nations, the Uganda Development Bank, UDB, Stanbic Bank, DFCU, and among others. We wish to invite you to our regular training session termed the Become a Better Entrepreneur series every Thursday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. virtually, as what we are holding right now. Another key focus area is dissemination of information. The center shares information with different publics, including entrepreneurs, students, researchers, government, among others. We hold business clinics as part of giving back to the community, and here we send businesses, coaches, and mentors to the field. We also hold the annual entrepreneurship conference that discusses topical issues in entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, our final focus area is consultancy. The center consults for organization in the areas where it has developed expertise over the years. We support the recruitment function in MTN Uganda and other organizations. We also help organizations develop strategic plans and sustainability plans and manage change programs, among others. We have worked with several institutions like the Private Sector Foundation Uganda, Uganda Investment Authority, the International Labour Organization, and many others. Here, we conduct holistic interviews in order to ensure that the cream of the crop is brought on board. We then go the extra miles and carry out pre-placement training in order to fully orient the selected candidates. We also carry out performance management and data analysis in order to alleviate the issues that keep some of our clients' businesses from performing exceedingly well. Ladies and gentlemen, briefly, those are the activities and the information about MUBS Entrepreneurship, Innovation, and Incubation Centre. To learn more, please visit us at Makerere University Business School, Nakawa. And also you can follow all our social media handles, the X, Facebook, and YouTube, to get more information about MUBS Entrepreneurship, Innovation, and Incubation Center. Back to you, Professor Issa Nsereko. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian, for giving us all the insights about the center. And we know that the center is also doing the great job of bringing great people for us to listen. Where would we get Honorable Peter Sematimba? This is not very, very easy. And this means that Dr. Diana, we thank you so much for bringing these great people to talk to us, to learn from them. And today's big topic is unlocking your entrepreneurial potential in 2025. The habit advantage. I know when you talk about the habit I'll not go deep in talking about the habit, but the habit that we have explains a lot on how we are going to do business. A little I'll also talk about the faculty. I'll say that the faculty and the center work together, which is the Faculty of Entrepreneurship and Small Business Management. The faculty has two departments where we have the Department of Entrepreneurship and Innovation and the Department of Projects and Small Business Management. At MUBS, we also have but we have bachelors, we have programs from PhD, a PhD in entrepreneurship, a PhD in a master's in entrepreneurship, and a bachelor's in entrepreneurship. I'll not go deep into talking about the faculty, but also the faculty does a lot of different activities and you have to know that the outreach center for the faculty is the Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Incubation Center. Without wasting much time, let me invite Dr. Diana Ntamu, the great person who has brought great people for us. We are ready to listen. Dr. Diana Ntamu, you're welcome to make your remarks.
Thank you, Professor Issa Nsereko. A very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. I am very excited today as we start our sessions. We closed our sessions sometime last year in December. So this is our first session in the year 2025. And we thought there was no better way for us to start the year. But it was important that we talk about the habits that we want to nurture in 2025. So it is my honor today to introduce to you Honorable Peter Sematimba, who is going to be speaking to us about those habits that are going to help us, improve our businesses and take them to new heights, knowing that we are always striving as entrepreneurs to do better. But it's important that we pay attention to habits. So each one of us here today, I would like to encourage you to reflect on your own habits. Which ones are propelling you forward? Which ones are holding you back? It is an opportunity for us this morning to learn, to share, and grow together, and know that we need to be deliberate in shaping the habits that will shape our future. Honorable Peter Sematimba is a household name here in Uganda. I recall in the 90s, when we were at high school, when we used to listen to Honorable Sematimba, we even listen to him today, but then we had FM radio stations. I remember he was at Capital Radio, and of course he went on into others, but let me share with you a little more about him. He has an associate degree in electronics and computer technology from Pacific Coast Technical Institute in California, USA. He's over the last 35 years, he has started several businesses. And those of us in entrepreneurship call him a portfolio entrepreneur because he has started several businesses and run them at the same time. Today, he is the managing director of CMAT Productions, which he started in 1994 and he runs to the present. And at that time, he has also been, over the years, he has achieved establishing Dungeon Recording Studios from 1995 to date. He helped manage Capital FM, as I said earlier, between 1995 and 1996. He established CBS FM, and also he runs a quarry business. And that's what I said, that he's a portfolio entrepreneur. He doesn't do one business, but he does several others. He's also the president of Superstation Incorporated Limited, and of course, Super Radio FM, which we listen to, is under that. He also has Super FM in Kabale, which is established in 2022. He was in the past also the president of Sanitary Janitorial in California, USA. And he has also played a great role in leadership as Member of Parliament of Busiro South between 2016 and 2021. We don't know if he's coming back in 2026, but we wish him the best should he choose to come back. Then he was also Mayor Rubaga Municipality between 2009 and 2011. He was Managing Director of Nsimbi Finance between 2020 and 2023, and also the National Vice Chairman of the National Association of Broadcasters between 2018 and 2020. Honorable Sematimba, when I posted the flyer, many people wondered how I got in touch with you. And I want to thank God that you accepted, given your busy schedule, to come and share with us. But let me give credit to my friend and my partner, Rebecca Namugwanya, who is also logged on, a very enthusiastic entrepreneur who connected me to Honorable Sematimba. Honorable Sematimba, you're welcome to speak to us. You have a group of entrepreneurs, students, academics, people who would like to start businesses and are very much looking forward to hearing from you and learning from you and getting inspired. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, before I even forget, Honorable Sematimba, I had people say that you're the one who introduced Valentine's Day in Uganda. And I know that this is fast approaching, but I mean, that is part of the entrepreneur in you, of bringing to us new things and new ideas. But over to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Diana, and good morning to everyone out there. Professor Serko Issa, Brian, and everyone that has invited me that is hosting me today. Thank you all very much. I'm very honored. I have no words. I'm very, very honored. Thank you very much. And I hope that God will guide me to contribute something of value to your lives and to your entrepreneurship journey. It's always interesting when I talk to people like Dr. Diana. She's a doctor and she says that she used to listen to me when she was in high school. Makes me sound old. Actually, it's just that I started doing things early. I started doing things a lot early. Perhaps I was 12 when you were listening to me. I might not be that much older than you. Anyhow, I'd like to start off with this preamble. A lot of people think that wealth and financial success are the possession or the amount of resources available to an individual, i.e. money, land, gold, and so on and so forth. That wealth or financial success is the amount or possession of financial resources. The truth of the matter is, no, it is not. Wealth, because it's a journey, not a destination, wealth is actually a set of right habits that someone constantly executes in their lives. And as a result of that execution, these people end up having many things following them. Whether those things want to or not, they'll just follow you as a result of these habits. And one of the things that follow your life when you have the right set of habits is wealth. Along with wealth, you'll get a lot of other things like respect. You'll get things like knowledge. You'll get power. But first thing I want to start off with is wealth is not a great amount of resources available to an individual, but rather it is a set of the right habits constantly executed in one's life. And as a result, wealth, power, respect will follow you. By the same token, poverty is also a set of bad habits that are constantly being executed by poor people. Mediocrity is also a set of certain habits that are constantly being executed by people. So where you are in life is a reflection of the set of habits that you have. And if you are an entrepreneur that wants to exist and succeed, you must acquire the right set of habits and start executing those habits constantly. The success, the finance, the power will automatically follow you. This is why when you look at successful people all over the world, whether they know each other or not, whether they come from the same culture or not, be they from Uganda, China, America, Europe, South America, Africa. All rich people pretty much have the same set of habits. By the same token, if you look at poor people from anywhere on the planet, anywhere, they also have the same set of bad habits that they execute in their lives. So the challenge here is make sure you get the right set of habits. I want to give you an example about this. There are people that have been fortunate enough to win lotteries. And many of you know what a lottery is. All of you know what a lottery is. Now, the statistics show that a little over 95% of people, I repeat, 95% of people that win millions and millions of dollars end up poorer than they were before they won the money in 5 years or less. I repeat, over 95% of all people that win millions of dollars in lotteries, within 5 years, over 95% end up poorer than they were before they won that money. That goes to show you that because these people don't have the habits, most people that win this money are gamblers and so on and so forth, which is, it's a lifestyle that some people choose. But because they didn't have the set of habits that create wealth and maintain wealth, in spite of having huge resources at their fingertips, they're broke within 5 years, 5 years only. Another example, which perhaps is more local, in 1979, Idi Amin took over Uganda. He took over Uganda in 75, I believe, 74, 75. When he did that, he chased out the Indians from Uganda and gave all those Indian businesses, which were thriving with stock, money in the bank, clients lined up, and so on and so forth. He gave these businesses to Ugandans who were not ready to run businesses. Now, before he gave them the businesses, they were successful businesses. Car dealers, food dealers, beverages dealers, shops selling clothes and furniture and all this and all that. But once he gave those businesses to our brothers and sisters in Uganda, because those people did not have the right set of habits, they didn't and couldn't maintain those businesses. The businesses collapsed. Uganda's economy collapsed. In contrast, the Indians who had set up those businesses, because they had the right habits that bring forth success, wherever they went, some of them went to Canada, some of them went to England, some of them went back to India, but wherever they went, many of them, some of you might remember President Museveni visited a couple of them about 2-3 years ago. Many of them are multi-millionaires in dollars and pounds today. And yet the people who took over their businesses for free of charge ended up broke, so broke that the government had to come up with a program to make sure that these businesses were returned to the Indians, and indeed they were, and those businesses are now thriving again. So, my dear, my brother, my sister out there, it's not about the amount of resources available to you. It's about having the right habits. And then those habits will automatically bring about the resources, the networks, the money, the wealth that you're looking for in entrepreneurship. So let me start with some of those habits. They seem general, but they actually work. They really work. The first one is, to me, the most obvious, and to atheists is not obvious at all. The first one is believe in God. Get a personal relationship with God. And if God was smart enough to create the universe, the cosmos, and I'm a great student of the cosmos and sciences. If you have any understanding what this planet is all about, what the solar system is all about, the fact that the sun is 1.2 million times larger than Earth, the sun is a star, but it's one of the smallest stars in the cosmos, in the universe, and that we have over 900 billion stars in our galaxy alone, but there are over 400 billion galaxies out there. You get to understand that this guy, and I don't think he's a man, but we use the term he. God is, in my opinion, both he and she. But anyway, God with the capacity to do all those things, is the most powerful, is extremely the smartest. And so believing in God and having a personal relationship with God, because he advises us to do so, he actually calls us to have a relationship with him, gets us and gives us the opportunity to tap into his incredible greatness in all the decisions and choices and actions that we choose to take in our lives. The more powerful a partner you have, the more powerful you and your business are going to be. And there ain't a bigger, more powerful, smarter partner in existence than God. Now, number 2, dare to dream. Dare to dream. Have faith in yourself and dare to dream, especially when you know that God is with you. Dare to dream. One of the biggest differences between the United States of America and a lot of nations is that we don't have a dreaming culture. When people dream about great things, big things, huge things, they are usually scorned or looked at as a dreamer in a negative sense, or they're looked at as not realistic. Well, it is dreamers that pursue dreams and pursue their dreams seriously that end up making a difference in the world, not only in their lives, but they make a difference in the world. And why is dreaming important? Well, first of all, dreaming gives you a vision. It gives you a direction to pursue. It defines the journey that you want to take. I've always dreamt about being a multimillionaire. I've always dreamt about living well, living better than my parents lived. I've always dreamt about taking care of them and giving them things they couldn't give themselves. And I've accomplished most of them, although I feel like I'm just starting because I have some huge dreams. And I was talking to Dr. Diana yesterday. I was telling her how the business pursuits that I'm pursuing right now at my age are actually many times larger than anything I've ever done. But I have this huge dream and I know I can do it and I know I'm going to do it. And so I'm pursuing these things. So anyways, dare to dream because it gives you a vision. But here's another secret about dreaming. Here's another secret about dreaming, and you can look at it from a religious perspective. But this I have found to be true, especially bearing in mind that the Word of God says, he shall give you the desires of your heart. The desires of your heart, God will give them to you. Your dreams are the desires of your heart. When you dream, God is involved in your dream. And this is how I break it down for normal people. Where there is a vision or a dream, within that vision, and I promise you this is so true, it cannot be truer. Within the vision are all the provisions you need to make that vision come true. I'll repeat that. Where there's a vision, within that vision are all the provisions required to make that vision come true. However, those provisions only manifest when you start walking the journey to pursue that dream. I'll give you a quick example. When I decided to run for the position of Member of Parliament for Busiro South, I really didn't know anyone in Busiro South other than the fact that that's my ancestral home and that's where we bury our deceased and so on and so forth. But I really didn't know anyone. But when I made the decision, I believed God that I'm going to make it. And I started taking the action. I started pursuing the vision of becoming a member of parliament. Next thing you know, I have someone to talk to, a lady called Hajat. Hajat and I sit down in my office and we talk about the possibility. You think we can do this? Yeah. Oh, by the way, I know so and so and I know this. Let's go talk to this person. Let's talk to that one. To make the long story short, started with a dream and a decision to pursue the dream. Once I started pursuing the dream, the resources started falling in place. The provisions started falling in place. We got the contacts. We got people that are interested. We got people that caught on with me in the dream. Money started coming in and so on and so forth. Make the long story short, next thing you know, I was member of parliament. It's the same for pursuing a business. Okay, I'm back. That's good. Sorry, guys, I went off for a second. Number 3, plan. When I say plan, it's not just thinking about it and getting excited about the possibilities. It's actually sitting down with pen and paper, or these days we have computers, and literally running your business as though it was happening right now, except you're doing it theoretically. Try to imagine all the problems, the possibilities, the challenges, the ones that you recognize. Look for those that you don't recognize. Look at your competitors. Are there any? But plan your business. Part of planning includes research. Talk to those that know more about the business than you do. And today, with the internet and AI and Meta AI and so on and so forth, you can do so much research and learn so much on the internet. It's actually not funny. It is actually not funny. The other day, one of my sons told me that, you know what, I'm doing my master's. It's such a great time to do master's. And I'm like, okay, why is it such a great time to do master's? He says, oh, they give us an assignment and I write my paper in 7 minutes if I had to. But what I do, I write it in 7 minutes. I'm like, a paper in 7 minutes? It's like, yeah, I write it in 7 minutes. Then I kind of read over it for a couple of hours to own it. And then I hand it in. And I'm like, how do you do it? He says, do you have WhatsApp? I said, yeah. He says, you go to Meta AI and ask Meta AI anything. So I did. So blah, 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 blah. Typed in a couple of questions. The thing actually in 30 seconds gave me a full paper. I couldn't believe it. So there is information available about everything for you to help you in your planning and preparation to run your business. And even as you're running it, the planning never stops because you have to make the business better. The planning cannot stop because you need to find ways to make it more efficient. You need to find ways of making it more competitive, and so on and so forth. Planning is at the beginning. Planning is throughout the duration and existence of that business. Never stop planning and take advantage of the tools we have today, AI, Google, and all that. Every piece of information you need pretty much is out there just waiting for you to take it. And you take it literally for free of charge. And in a couple of seconds, it will be available for you. Number 4, here's an interesting thing. And I hope I don't upset my professor friends out there and educators. It is important that you have knowledge about what you want to do. It's critical that you acquire knowledge about what you are going to do or what you are doing. However, more important than knowledge is this thing called wisdom. Now, what is knowledge? Well, knowledge is the acquisition of information pertaining to what you're doing. What is wisdom? Which is the most important of the two. Wisdom is the actual execution of what you know into your life. I've run into a lot of people that are knowledgeable. I went to those great schools. I went to King's College, Budo. A lot of smart people, very smart, very knowledgeable. And they're doing well in life, but they're not, most of them The majority of them are not multimillionaires or very successful businessmen, in spite of the amount of knowledge that they have. And why is that so? The knowledge in their heads remained in their heads as knowledge, and they can share this knowledge on a dime's drop. But they never transformed it into wisdom, the execution, the putting into practical existence, the knowledge that you have. Therefore, please understand that the real power and purpose of knowledge is for you to acquire it and then translate it into practical things, practical behavior, so that it becomes wisdom. It is the usage of knowledge practically that will make you successful. An example of that is, we have a lot of professors out there that are super masters in business. I mean, they will tell you all the economic theories they are out there, and they'll tell you how to account this and how to account that. But their students, who then learn maybe 30-40% of what the professor said, go out into the field and actually put into action that which they've learned. Putting what they've learned into action translates into success, into money. So my friends out there, it is very important that you get those degrees, those masters and those PhDs. But it is more important that you get all that knowledge and translate it into wisdom. In short, what is wisdom? The practical application of knowledge. Knowledge on its own will only take you so far. It's when you apply it, wisdom, that then you start kicking ass and the world will wonder what a miracle you are. Okay, here's another habit. Build networks, make friends, but take care of your networks. I'll try to be short on this one. People will only want to work with you. People will only help you. People will volunteer to give you information, opportunities, support, and so on when you are good to them. Most Ugandans love people whom they can get things from, and they don't nurture those relationships. What do I mean by nurture? Learn to call someone just to say hello, not when you have a problem and you want to get money from them. Learn to call someone when you just want to say hello. Learn to remember people's birthdays. Says, hey, happy birthday. Or if it's someone really important, you know, his wife's birthday or her husband's birthday, the children's birthday, or this or that, call them and say, hey, just want to say happy birthday to your kid. How are you guys doing? Blah, blah, blah. All right, you take care. When you have that kind of relationship with someone, they will recognize that you are a friend. You're not a parasite. Please understand this. Successful people are usually the ones that we need to move forward. Yes, because they are a source of resources. The resource might be knowledge, could be money, information, direction, advice, whatever. So we need successful people. But successful people are not stupid. They can tell the difference between a friend and a parasite. And most Ugandans are parasitic in their behavior towards their mentors or friends who would otherwise help them. No wonder people run away from you. I'll be honest with you, there are so many people whose phones I don't answer anymore, and for a long time. I usually just press my automatic button. It says, sorry, I can't speak right now. Please text me. Now, when they text me back, then I can gauge between a parasite, someone with a real need, or a time waster. And why did I have to do that? Because most people that I know would call me to ask me for money or to ask me for this or that. They never call to say hi. Even if they hear you did something or something went through for you, they never call you to congratulate you. They only call you when they want to make money from you. Now, if you're like that, you are going to lose all your contacts. You're going to lose all those people that would otherwise would help you grow. Please nurture the friendships that you have by being a positive contributor to people's lives. That way, it will automatically reciprocate that there will be positive contributors in your life. If you're a parasite, you know what we all do with parasites? Psst, psst, you spray to death and move on. Okay, here's a very important habit. Very, very important habit. And it comes from the knowledge of knowing the difference between a seed and a harvest. A seed and a harvest. For a lot of Ugandans, and I've seen it happen here in my companies, the various companies I've run or owned, someone comes in and fresh out of campus or off of campus, they're a lot younger than you are, you've worked a long time, and you're driving a BMW 7 Series. So the guy walks in and says, "Hey, man, how you doing, boss? This is great. Love your car." I said, "Oh, thank you. Love your phone too. Huh? Thank you." Next thing you know, this new young person is driving, is holding a phone like yours. And then in about a few years, very, very few years, they're driving a car like yours. And that's all well and good. But here's the difference. Because I have worked for a long time, when I buy my phone, when I buy my 7 Series or whatever it is, I am spending a part of my harvest to purchase that car, not my seed. When you are young and you're just getting started in business and in life, unless you inherited money from your parents, chances are you're still building yourself. And therefore, every money in your life at that point is a seed. And the purpose of a seed is to plant it, is to sow it, so that when it comes out as a harvest, it has multiplied. And then when it comes out as a harvest, it multiplies. And it comes out as a harvest, get as much as you can of that harvest and sow it again. So you get an even larger harvest. And when that comes, as much of it as you can and sow it again until this one seed that you started off becomes a forest. Then you can cut down some of those trees and buy a nice car, buy a big building, buy, travel back and forth and have the good time, because you have a harvest to eat and enjoy from without touching the seed that you must sow in order to create money. Now, I'll give you 2 examples. Get a Ugandan, a regular Ugandan, and get a regular Indian. Throw them somewhere in that village. Give each one of them 2 sacks of maize seeds. 2 sacks. Chances are that my Ugandan brother will get some of that maize, do some good porridge from some of it, fry some popcorn, make some ugali, posho, and maybe plant 3/4 of it. He'll get a harvest out of it. When he gets the harvest, he'll probably go buy a bicycle and get a second wife, and then plant what is left of it. When it comes out after the second harvest, probably buy a small car, get a third wife, build a house, and move on at that speed. What will the Indian do? The Indian will take both bags and he's going to sow them all. And he's going to get a huge profit, a huge harvest. He'll get that whole harvest, almost all of it, and sow it all again. He'll get a huge return from it. He'll get that second harvest, and again, almost all of it, sow it again. And in that time when you meet them, he'll still look pretty ordinary, probably at most riding a small boda boda or a Vespa. They love Vespas for whatever reason when they're still growing. But he won't have a house, he won't have a new girlfriend, he won't have anything, he'll just be there. 5 years down the line, my Ugandan friend will probably have a farm there, maybe 1 square acre, and you'll have, his 3 wives, and small car, and maybe 6 children from those 2 bags. 5 years down the line. The Indian 5 years down the line will probably have 20 acres. And he'll be thinking about how to bring in a machine to start making ugali and start selling ugali. The difference here being, one kept looking at the seed as a seed and therefore did what you do with the seed, and that is to plant it, whilst the other one kept confusing major portions of a seed to be a harvest to consume. People, please learn the difference between a harvest and a seed. And remember that the size of your seed is directly proportional to the size of your vision. If you want to be a multi-millionaire in dollars or billionaire, multi-billionaire in shillings, it means you're going to be more patient and plant more and more of everything you make to reach where you want to go. If you have a small dream, yeah, sure, you can seed for a short time and get going. Please make a difference. Let me just throw this one out real quick. This is one of the reasons why, as a culture, Ugandans, I don't understand why newlyweds, especially young ones, they don't have a home of their own, they don't have a real business running. But then when it's time to get rich, it's time to get married, they have all these wedding meetings, and you Ugandans, you guys, you go out there and you support them and you raise 50 million shillings to do a wedding and blah, blah, blah. And indeed, they do a great wedding, and this 50 million is spent in 1 day on food and whatever. And at some point, the bride goes and changes her dress and changes from a mother's union to a G-string. And wow, 50 million blown in 1 day by a bunch of kids who are broke. Why would you do that? Why, as a culture, don't we see that 50 million as a seed for these people? Wouldn't it be better, okay, if not for them, for all of us who are contributing, wouldn't it be better that we spend that 50 million, we give it to them for their marriage, we tell them, go start a business, and everyone that contributed is a shareholder to the extent that they contributed. And so that when we meet 5 years down the line to celebrate so-and-so's wedding anniversary, it's not just, hey, but now give it to no, blah, blah, blah. But people are sharing money. People are sharing money. Business has grown. Everyone's growing. On my wedding, I had only 3 people at my wedding. It was myself, my wife, and my best friend, who was there as a witness and also as our driver to drive us to the reception. We went to a Thai restaurant. I remember I had duck and rice. My wedding cost me, excluding the ring was pure gold, but excluding the ring, my wedding cost me $140 US. Now, what did I do with the money that was supposed to do the rest of the wedding? Because by then I was the managing director of CBS. And had I done the wedding in Uganda, I would have to put it in Nakivo Stadium, turn it into another Chitobiro or Bichibichi. I held onto that money and used it as the down payment of our first home as a married couple. And guess what? Today, people show me pictures of their weddings. Yeah, you know, and I'm like, man, that's cool. You have all these people there. And then I also take out a picture of my house. That particular house, that particular one is worth over 2 billion shillings today. And I show them that I say, it is worth 2 billion already. I think that explains what I'm trying to talk about. Looking at your resources as a seed as opposed to being a harvest, and therefore making appropriate decisions, wise decisions about how to spend your money vis-a-vis, is it a seed or a harvest? And it's very silly trying to impress people who do not contribute to your financial growth. What are you getting out of it? No, me, I drive nice cars because I love nice cars. I don't give a whiff if you like my car or not. If I like it, I'm happy. But people spend their seeds trying to impress others, and especially trying to impress people who are not part of their financial, who do not contribute to them financially. All right, there's about 10 minutes left, so let me see. I'm going to run through three which are very important real quick, 3 more habits. Number 1, I'm sorry, here's another one. Please make sure that you do not become an excusiologist. It's a word that I came up with about 20 years ago when I was training people, and I'm amused when I hear other people use it also. Who is an excusiologist? An excusiologist is someone who gives excuses for why they didn't succeed. Anti omanyi nadde nja kujja ku mulimu n'enkuba n'etonnya, nange enkuba January mubi nnyo. You're like, dude, if rain's gonna make you late for an important meeting, what would you do if you're in a country where it snowed? Would you go to the bathroom in your bed because it snows? I mean, like, really, people. Excuses are, quote unquote, reasons, and I'm saying quote, excuses are reasons that people give to excuse their failures in life. On the flip side of that coin, reasons are what people give, successful people give, to explain their success. I repeat, do not become an excusiologist, because excuses is what losers and failures give to try and justify or explain away their mediocrity, or even worse. Reasons are what successful people give to explain their success. Now, here is a very, very, very important one. Very important. Do what you must do when you must do it. Do not procrastinate. Do not put things off. I love it. I love the way it sounds in Uganda. Kola ekyo ky'ogwanidde okukola mu kiseera ky'ogwanidde okikoleramu. If you're supposed to be somewhere at 8 o'clock, be there at 8 o'clock. And what's interesting about this order is your spirit knows what you should do when you should do it. And it will tell you. And when you find yourself saying things like, when you start giving yourself those excuses in your mind, in your heart, you know that you're giving yourself, that you're procrastinating. Listen to your heart. When your heart tells you, no, money, I should make this phone call and say hello to this woman. I should make this phone call and say hi to this guy. Make the phone call. I should actually go onto the internet and do some research on this. Now, do it. There's a reason why God is prompting your spirit to do that then. There's a reason. I don't feel like going for that wedding. There's a reason why God is telling you to go. By the same token also, things you should not do, don't do them. Yes, your spirit will tell you, you shouldn't do this, maybe you start giving yourself excuses, and you will know it in your heart of hearts that you're giving yourself excuses to do that thing you should not do. Do not do it. But for the things that you must do them in the time that you must do them. Why? Because there's this weird relationship between time and specific opportunities. When you miss out on that time, and that opportunity, it's gone, it will not come back. Maybe being somewhere, you're going to meet this one guy who was going to say something that would spark off an idea that will make you the billionaire that you've always wanted to be, or that will give you a contact that will change your life, or that will make you see someone who will see you also, and that will spark off something that will happen later. But most importantly, do what you have to do when you must do it so that you don't waste your time. Remember, time is the most valuable resource there is in existence. And It is the one resource that you cannot replace. You can replace a husband. You can replace a wife. You can replace a child. You can replace money. You can replace a home, a car. You can replace a nation. You can replace a constitution. You cannot replace time. Once you lose it, you've lost it forever. Please never forget that. Time is super, super precious. Value time, honor time, keep time, revere time. It is the most precious resource that you have. I think my last comment for today is a habit that I've picked up lately, the last 10 years. Guys, whatever you do in your businesses, get a tax auditor stroke tax expert. URA has become very sophisticated, as they should be, because every nation does need taxes to move forward. And if you do your business without taking into account a tax perspective of your business, how your actions will be interpreted by URA, and therefore what taxes are due, when they're due, and so on and so forth. If you don't do it, you are gonna lose your business because of that. I also want to warn you all, if URA has not caught up with you yet, trust me, I'm one of those SMEs who I now have a personal relationship with URA. These guys, you know, you go to bed at night and you find the URA guy already in your bed saying, hey, dude, go to the Okwe Bakariro. I can't hide from them. The point being, they have set up a very good system, and the system is catching up with everyone. If they haven't caught up with you yet, it's not because the system doesn't know you're there. It's because the number of employees have not just caught up with the backlog that they have, because Uganda is finally getting tax, that the government is finally becoming tax educated, not tax educated. I've forgotten the word, but basically the government is finally at that point where it can now track its citizens and taxes due to them. The backlog is huge. The system has caught you. They are going to catch up with you soon. So please, whatever it is that you're doing today, in all your businesses, big or small, all of them, get a tax auditor stroke expert to guide you and to help you manage your expenses and investments and the way you do your business affairs from a taxation perspective. That's what I'm sharing with you today. It's really been fun talking to you. 2 minutes ago, might be a question. But again, I'm very honored for having me. And I hope that I've been able to contribute something to your lives that will help you take the game to the next level. And why not? And like I always say on radio and whenever I speak, whatever it is that you're doing, don't you ever forget that Jesus is Lord.
Wow, wow, wow. Honorable. Thank you so much for the great words, the words of wisdom, the knowledge that you've given us is ringing into our ears. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dr. Diana, we still thank you so much for bringing these people to us. I felt like we needed to go on and go on and go on. All the words, the way you had your presentation structured is really great. And because of the exposure, because of all that you have, because of the business acumen, really, we have learned a lot from you. Now we go into the session of question and answer. Caesar, please, can you take on this session? But it should be a short session. People have questions to ask. Caesar, please go on.
Thank you, Prof. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joseph Ojok. I am an academic staff in the Department of Entrepreneurship and Innovation, and I also do support a number of activities at the Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Incubation Centre. And allow me say on behalf of Caesar myself, a Happy New Year to all of us. On behalf of the MUBS Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Incubation Centre, Happy New Year, and on behalf of MUBS as well, Happy New Year to all the entrepreneurs on call, and we really do appreciate your time with us. So without really further waste of time, this is the time that you get to inquire certain things that probably you need more clarity on from our very own presenter, that is Honorable Sematimba, which really did a very, very great job and a very wonderful presentation. Personally, I've been enjoying from the onset till the very last, and I believe the other listeners also add the same. So you're free to maybe raise up your electronic hand to be given a chance to ask your question. Then you can also use the Q&A session where you can type your question. Then also you can go ahead and use the chat, and we shall be able to read your questions to the presenter. So straight away, Honorable, I already have two questions. I think I will start with this one from Barbara from the Q&A session, who is saying, Honorable Peter, thanks for the inspiring talk. What 3 businesses would you recommend for me in Uganda today? That is from Barbara. And then I see this is from Cleophas. I think it's more of a comment that it's a habit, not resources. I request to be briefed more. I think this came in when you were talking about the point of wisdom and network. I think one of the two. But if I got it right, I think we're talking about habits, what the comment is trying to say. Maybe Cleophas will give you a chance to maybe make it more clear to us. And then I see a hand from Quality Education. Josh, could you maybe unmute, give the person a chance to unmute and ask the question? Quality Education?
Yes, I hope you can be able to get me.
Yes, please, go ahead.
Oh, good morning, team. Good morning, Honorable Peter Sematimba and all the colleagues. My name is Opuli Joseph. I'm a lecturer at Gulu University, and I'm also a director of Quality Education Consultants Limited here in Uganda, South Sudan, Rwanda, Congo, and CEO of Opuli Skilling Foundation Africa. When Honorable Peter Sematimba was presenting, I think he was I don't know whether somebody had told him about the issues I was going through. Number one, I've been pondering on the issues of wedding. If you call for a wedding, a marriage meeting, colleagues will come. They will give you money, millions, cows, and all this. But I am not sure if I call for a meeting to start a business. I'm not sure how many people, even in this very forum, those who are listening right now, I don't know how many will be able to support me. Number two, Africans are very good at supporting foreign businesses. People are putting on Arsenal jerseys, Man U, Barcelona, Madrid, and so on. Nobody can buy Peter Sematimba's jersey, even if he puts them right now. Let him put them in the whole of Kampala. People know Peter Sematimba. Like I think Dr. Diana said at the beginning, Sematimba is a household name in Uganda. But much as is a household name, let him first put his jerseys in the streets and we see how many people, Ugandans, will buy his jersey. Maybe 1 or 2 will buy, but many will not buy. But Barcelona, Arsenal, nobody advertises for them. We buy them just anyhow. So why do Africans support foreign businesses and they do not want to support their local businesses? So I really also, lastly, the issue of parasites. Many Africans do not want to, if you bring somebody to work with you, all they want to is to siphon from you, especially the young graduates. They say, I want to work. Actually, what they want to do is to earn a living, not to grow the organization. So those are my comments. Thank you very much. Wishing you good luck.
All right. Thank you, Quality Educate. I think let me give a chance to Honorable to respond to those, as maybe I'll later add on 1 or 2, then we close it up from there. Honorable, please respond to those.
The first one is 3 businesses that I recommend. Well, geez, I don't know. Okay, generally speaking, what I try to encourage people to do, and what I encourage myself to do, is to try to think out of the box. Don't do that. Don't do things that everyone is doing. Do things that where you have as little competition as possible, and that could be characterized by either the number of people engaged in your business that you want to do, or characterized by the number of people doing your business at the quality level that you're doing it. So therefore, it depends on how much money you have. If you have quite a bit of money on you, or you can raise good amounts of money, a couple of billion if you can, either through financing or partnerships or both, I certainly would recommend going into the construction business. And that's where I've gone in that direction, frankly. I own a quarry, supplying rocks for the Kampala Investment Business Park project in Ntamu. Hope to be involved in all these new ones and the roads that are being fixed in Kampala, the standard gauge railway projects, and so on and so forth. But I want to grow that from now that level. We're hoping by the end of this year that we'll also be bringing in block making machines, so that now not only do I have the basic raw material, which is granite rock, but then turn that granite rock into stones, into hardcore, but then also into bricks, blocks, pavers, and other construction material, and get involved in the construction business, both as a provider of construction building material, but also as a builder myself, as a construction company eventually. I'm doing that because I look around and the opportunities are incredible. Uganda and Africa right now are going through this moment of infrastructural expansion. And the opportunities are amazing. And the funding from the World Bank and Uganda's government itself, and from the African Development Bank, and so on and so forth, the funding is available. So setting yourself up to get involved in something like that is going to be a real winner. And that's why I'm also in that direction. But if you don't have that level of money and you want to start something smaller, I still think there's lots of opportunities for people to get into the food business. For example, in Kampala, less and less people are willing to cook for themselves when they go home. They don't have the time. It's expensive, guramanda, gurenku, then the time, and so on and so forth. People lose a lot of time in commuting, and so on and so forth. The food business, I actually almost started this business about 4 years ago, but then I started focusing on this quarry and the possibilities of what one could do with a quarry business, and I left it. I actually took the time to come up with a meal. And basically, I looked at H-Commando and I said, how can I make H-Commando better? And so basically, you get a chapati, but you can make it a bit more airy so that you're using less material, but it looks bigger. When you're making that dough, you beat it up more so that it's airy, thicker, looks nice, but you're actually using less material. But when someone looks at it, it looks big. And then you put in certain spices to make it smell exotic. And then how you're going to get the beans, cook them in a certain way, and meat in a certain way, and veggies in a certain way. And basically, I came up with H-Commando, which is almost 50% larger than your average H-Commando, but tastes and looks better. It will taste like someone cooked it at the Serena, the Sheraton, or one of these exquisite hotels. And I could do this and sell it around campuses for maybe 3,000 shillings each. But for each one of them, someone would eat that H-Commando for 3,000 shillings, and there'd be 4. And because of the quality, then it's something that even parents could purchase for them, for their kids. So then you start off with very clean kiosks in the beginning, but eventually expand it to actually places which are restaurants and so on and so forth. But kiosks is a great way to start. Really nice kiosks, like you see those mobile money kiosks, but you put them in other strategic places. You start off in areas where people don't cook, where campuses, campus hostels, You give them quality food those kids have to eat. If it's less than 5,000 shillings, they'll buy it. But just show them that it's quality, it is safe, it's clean, it is techiswaza. You're going to make a lot of money. So you want to think like that. Think out of the box. How do you, even if you get into something that other people are involved in, how do you do it better? How do you make it more efficient? How do you make it look classier without adding expenses to yourself? So that's what I'd recommend. The habit versus resources question, I didn't quite understand it, because in my mind, resources are things like money, land, gold, cars, buildings, and so on and so forth. Those are resources. And habits are mindset positions in your head, which once you align them to your activities, and whereby your activities follow your mindset, if you get the right ones, you will make money, you'll make friends, you'll make contacts, you'll get the lands, you'll get the buildings, you'll succeed. I can't make it any more clearer than that. The habit is an intangible in your mind, which makes your body and your life behave in a certain way. And then those behaviors will automatically cause you to succeed and get you into acquisition of all kinds of resources. About the professor who talked about people supporting weddings but not supporting businesses, very good analysis. I think the bottom line is this: we've got to learn to market our things better. People purchase things, Barcelona t-shirts or Arsenal t-shirts and so on and so forth, because those guys market themselves very well. I'm sure if I chose to market myself well, I would succeed too. In fact, I remind you of two things which I did where I did exceptional marketing and it worked out for me. I am the gentleman who brought about what we call mega concerts in Uganda. You remember the first one is called Echitobero, where we had, and to market it properly, I, by God's grace, I was able to convince the King of Buganda to be the guest of honor. I was able to convince the Speaker of the House to make a football team, and that team played against the CBS Stars. I was able to get Sami Kasule and about 12 bands to come and all perform on this one event at Nakivo Stadium. Those days, if someone had a big concert, they had about 1,000 people, and they used to hold the concerts at Renzori Ballroom in the Sheraton. Now, when I did that, and because of the way we marketed it with the ingredients of the event and the noise we made on CBS radio, I actually got 25,000 people to show up at that event. We sold 25,000 tickets at 5,000 shillings each, and this is in 1997. In 1998, I did the second tutorial, and this one now, my marketing went to a whole other level. I got corporate Uganda involved. I got them excited. I showed them pictures of the past one and what we could do for them in terms of advertising, marketed it real good. Before I even sold my first ticket, I had 115 million shillings in my pocket from sponsorship from corporate Uganda. And then because it was called a Chobero Ndombolo, that's when I first brought Awilo Longomba to Uganda. And then because of how we marketed Awilo Longomba and the whole idea, I actually sold, on top of the 115 million in corporate sponsorship, I actually sold another 35,000 tickets at 5,000 shillings each. And this is in 1998. So that day, I remember I banked around 300 million shillings in 1998 in one day. It's all about marketing and being smart about how you talk to people and get them attracted about what you're doing.
All right.
That's it.
Thank you, Honorable. Maybe one last more. This is from Objemima, who is asking, what are the best financial sources to inject in the business? I think we'll take that, then we close it up. Thank you.
I don't think I've understood the question, frankly.
She's asking, what are the best financial sources to inject in the business?
What does the word financial source mean? I'm confused.
Like, what are the possible ways of you raising resources that you can inject in the business if I'm to get
Oh, right? I see. Yeah. Okay. The first one is always have a very good business plan, a very, very good business plan. Right now in the world, There's actually more money than there ever was in the history of the world that is looking for some place to go. There are venture capitalists out there looking for where to put their money. There's more money out there than there are good ideas right now. Not more money than there are ideas. There's lots of ideas, but most of them are not good or they're not presented well. But there's more money out there in the world, trillions of dollars, that are looking for a good place to be invested in. The trick is you've got to get a good business plan, one which sells itself, because that's all venture capitalists are looking for. That's all banks are looking for. If they look at this thing and the thing makes sense, they're going to put their money in there. They're going to put their money in there. So first and foremost, a very good business plan, not a very big business plan. No, a good quality business plan. It's all about quality. It could even be 6 pages long, maybe maximum 10. But if it sells and shows it can make that the business is sustainable and profitable, there's a lot of money from banks, from venture capitalists, from even rich individuals. I've been convinced to invest in a couple of people because they gave me such a wonderful idea, and I put money in there willfully. And I even tried to make sure that no one else heard about the idea, so we do it before everyone else knows it, and we move forward. So it's all about getting good business idea, and then approach banks, approach not microfinances, but approach banks, approach venture capitalists, approach people with money. There's money out there, both inside and outside the country.
Yes, thank you so much, Honorable. Much appreciation from me and also from the team. I see everyone is really excited, but what a way to begin the new year with the habits that you're really giving them, and I believe that it's going to take us really far. Appreciation, and allow me to take you back to our host to now close it up from there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Caesar. Thank you for the Q&A session. It has been a very wonderful session. I know we could go on and go on. Honorable, what you've given is really great. We will. We pray that you come back and give us this knowledge. You know, knowledge is power. You've talked about it, that knowledge is wisdom. And we would like to be part of those. We have learned so much within this 1 hour and a few minutes. And I want to recognize the presence of our CEO. He was on, Professor Muhwezi. I don't know whether Professor Muhwezi is still on, but he was on. We thank him so much for also attending this and supporting us to have such sessions. I think by this time, let me call upon Professor Laura to close the session. But as you come in to close, really, thank you so much, Honorable. We've learned a lot from you. We've learned the way to be portfolio entrepreneurs. We are little also in business, but what you've given us today will be remembered. The networks, the time, being the patience, and all that you've given has really been so great. We'll live to remember. And that was a very big blast of starting our 2025. Thank you so much. I now call upon Professor Laura to give us the closing remarks.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me?
Sure.
Yes, Prof.
Yes, we can hear you, Professor Laura.
Okay. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our presenter of the day, Honorable Peter Sematimba, for that insightful presentation. We continue to learn, and relearn. I was so excited when I saw that he was the one to talk to us this morning. And everyone on the call, you will agree with me that a lot of learning has taken place. He listed a number of habits. Some of these habits we know, but we didn't know actually we had to apply them. And some of the habits we've applied them unknowingly. But today he has blown them out and So let us consciously nurture these habits, and we shall see our businesses grow. I liked the issue of networking. Let us have networks that work and nurture them. About the seeding, make appropriate decisions. Yeah, don't live for people, live for your business. Otherwise, it's all about your business. When it fails, it is you who fails, and others will disappear. They'll scatter. You'll be there left alone. Don't be an excusiologist. This is something that people, most entrepreneurs have. This is one of those limitations that most entrepreneurs have. The blame game. Let us stop giving excuses. Do what you must when you must do it. Stop procrastinating. Time is of essence, and it's hard to redeem time if you waste time. These are some of the takeaways for those who joined us late. But I am just so thankful. Honorable, thank you so much for enlightening us this morning. I would like to say that as we stand at the threshold of 2025, I urge everyone on the call to unlock their entrepreneurial potential by harnessing the power of these habits that have been outlined today. By cultivating the right habits, you'll be better equipped to navigate the challenges and opportunities of ever-changing business landscape. Believe me, the business landscape is volatile. It's volatile, so you must be up there. You must be alert. Remember, success is not solely dependent on innate talent or luck, but on the intentional habits you develop and practice daily. This is what Honorable has told us this morning. So as you embark on your entrepreneurial journey, be encouraged to be consistent, persistent, and patient with yourself. Do not just unlock your potential, unleash it. Let the habits you've learned today be the catalyst for your success tomorrow. So I would like to thank the organizers for this session. Thank you so much, Diana and your team. And I would like to thank everyone who has logged in to listen to us. But a special thank you to the presenter, Honorable Peter Sematimba, for giving us this time, for sparing your valuable time to share your knowledge with us. I like the fact that you put God first. Everyone here, let us put God first. Thank you, and bye from me, and over to you, Issa.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honorable, you still hear all the nice words. And, even when you don't see someone, but the way they speak explain that they have enjoyed your session. Honorable, thank you so much. Dr. Dan, I'll still emphasize thank you so much for bringing Honorable to us. So the new year has begun in a very, very positive way. Let's take on the very, very nice habits and avoid all those bad habits. Thank you. Now, I therefore close the session, but before I completely close, I would like to thank the professors around SADA, the doctors around. I've seen Dr. Arakit, Dennis Nwagaba, and other many doctors, Sylvia, and all those others. I would also thank all the business people who have been here, the different consultants who have been here, all in your capacity. Thank you so much. We therefore close the session. Bye for now.
You gotta get up. You gotta get up and make a move. 'cause the world will never see you until you do. No, they don't really care what you're going through. So you gotta show them, baby. You gotta show them the real you. You gotta give them what you got. No, don't let them see what you're not, 'cause you are strong. You are wise. You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons why. And you can't be perfect, baby, 'cause nobody's perfect, darling. But no, 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 there's nobody in the world like you. What do you do when you can't let go? What do you say when you just don't know how you feel? And you know nobody knows how you feel, 'cause everybody's got their own damn problem. So everybody's trying to find their way, and day by day is a struggle. In this world, you know you have to hustle. Just know that you're not alone. You don't always have to be strong all by yourself. I said it's okay to ask for help. Now listen, people will find you, but they don't define you. And you will find people who help redesign you. People will find you, but they don't define you. And you will find people who help redesign you. You are a work of art. Bet you didn't think you'd come this far. Now here you are. Baby, you are strong. You are wise. You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons why. And you can't be perfect, baby, 'cause nobody's perfect, darling. But no, 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 there's nobody in the world like you.